The first report into allegations of state capture in South Africa's government is over 800 pages long, and it doesn't make for light reading. In it, Chief Justice Raymond Zondo details how state capture really took place. Here's a recap of some of the key findings.
It is indeed a very special day today when the Commission is able to deliver to the President part one of its report.
Zondo didn't have many kind words for former SAA chairperson Myeni and called for the NPA to take criminal action against her for alleged fraud. Zondo found that Myeni lied to the Public Enterprises Minister about plans to purchase 10 Airbus aircraft, a lie that resulted in 800 million rand in financial losses for the airline. Myeni avoided answering many questions at the inquiry, but this hasn't saved her from accountability.
But the question that is being asked, so that we feed the narrative to the media that I am a liar, I am a criminal, and I have moral inferiority complex, and a belief that if you are black, you are a criminal.
Zondo also had harsh words for SAA technical chairperson Yake Kwinana, who gave shambolic testimony at the inquiry. The inquiry chair said her management style enabled fraud.
Board of South African Airways, including you, decided to cancel a tender that had already been awarded to LSG Sky Chefs and instead to award it to Air Chefs. Do you remember that?
Oh, Chair, I like that one. There is no way that I would not remember. That was one of the best decisions that I made at SAA.
Air Chefs had previously been providing the service and was doing so to great customer dissatisfaction. Were you aware of that?
If my daughter is selling fat cakes here at home, why would I go and buy fat cakes next door? And then if I decide to go and buy fat cakes next door as a parent, am I not supposed to tell the child that I don't like your fat cakes? This is how you should do the fat cakes. Then please correct here and there and so on. So the reason why I'm saying it was irregular is because that tender should not even have happened. We would have created a precedence for that.
You are a professional. You are a chartered accountant. Clients out there trust that you can do your work as a chartered accountant. It's not going to be good for you as a witness. And if I make an adverse finding against you as a witness, it could have far-reaching implications for you professionally.
The second part of Report 1 looks at ANN7 and the New Age newspaper, which were media organizations owned by the Gupta family. Now, while the Gupta family didn't testify at the Commission of Inquiry, their name pops up in the report several times. And Chief Justice Raymond Zondo also takes a look at those who acted as facilitators and those who were followers of the Gupta family. Among those identified as facilitators are former Eskom CEO Colin Majila and his board, and former Transnet CEO Brian Molefe.
We have allowed, the legislative framework has allowed a few white companies to exploit our coal and have excluded the majority of South Africans.
However, there were some who fought back, such as former GCIS head Themba Maseko, who was removed from the board and replaced by Mzwalele Manyi, who was named as another facilitator.
I think it was worth it. I think that the country will get to know what really state capture meant, how much money was wasted, and who the parties were responsible for it. So, although I've taken pain personally, but I think that the nation will be better off.
The removal of Maseko was one of the first acts of state capture, and it laid the ground for other strong-performing civil servants who were opposed to capture to be removed unceremoniously from their positions. What was the purpose of their removal? Well, to lay the doors open for those who wanted to loot the state to gain access to billions. The report found there was a calculated strategy by the Gupta family to appropriate state funds. It also found the role of the facilitators was key to achieving this. The third part of the report deals with the SA Revenue Service. Zondo found that SARS gave one of the clearest indications of how state capture takes place, and it also revealed the role of private consulting firm Bain & Company in aiding the state capture process. Zondo said competent officials were purged and there was a climate of bullying at SARS. He also found that former SARS Commissioner Tom Moyane and former President Jacob Zuma played key roles in the capture of the revenue service. The inquiry recommended Moyane be charged with perjury for giving false evidence to Parliament. The fourth section of the report dealt with procurement in South Africa. It detailed different patterns of abuse in public spending. Zondo recommended the creation of a new anti-corruption unit. He says it needs to be independent and well-resourced to do its work. For TimesLIVE Video, I'm Diane Hawker.